What's good? It's Jordan. Today I'll be talking to you about 5 ways you can improve on self-respect. Understand that self-respect is important. Understanding yourself, loving yourself, cherishing yourself in a positive way, improving and growing through self-respect is important. Understand that many don't have self-respect for themselves due to what happens in the world, due to the situations that they go through, but understanding that once you gain more self-respect for yourself, confidence begins, and how you maneuver in the world, you can maneuver more gracefully. Understand that we must have self-respect for ourselves first before we deserve self-respect from others. But if we don't give ourselves self-respect, how can others give us respect as well? Number 1, verbally assert your boundaries. What are your likes and dislikes? Remove yourself from things that you don't like. Put yourself in places that you do like. Understand when you don't like something, give your views on the things that you don't like. If someone tries to change your views on what you don't like, assert your boundaries. Understand that there's people out there that know you don't like things, but still try to do things to disrespect you. If they know that you don't like things that they do, and they continuously do it around you, remove yourself from that environment. That's a toxic environment. Understand that we have the power to remove ourselves from things that we don't want to be a part of. And sometimes people will be in this world trying to do all negative types of things to see you fall, to see if they can pull one over you. But if you understand where your self-respect lies, and you understand that you love and cherish yourself in a positive way, stand up for yourself, understanding that standing up for yourself isn't bad. Sometimes people want to push people's buttons. If people understand where you come from and what you care about, there's going to be people that try to push your buttons negatively. Not everyone will try to be in your life in a positive way or even around you in a positive format. Sometimes people look to see weakness in other people due to the fact of them being insecure and having things that they need to work on, but they don't want to work on those things. They rather just try to be a bully to other people, and they rather try to make other people feel less than because they feel less than deep down. But once we understand these things and we focus on development, our self-respect can improve time and time again. Sometimes if you're around an individual and you just remove yourself from that individual, you may not speak to that person ever again, but your self-respect will improve. Many times we have to focus on our self-respect because with self-respect, we treat ourselves in the positive way and in the right way. So when other people try to come around and treat us in the negative way, we know the negatives and how to identify them. Number 2, you may have to physically assert your boundaries. Disclaimer, I don't condone violence whatsoever, but sometimes people push your buttons to the point where they may try to physically harm you just to show how much dominant they're over you, how much strength they have. But if you're in a position where you have to physically assert your boundaries, use it to your advantage. Understand that sometimes people are tormented, so they try to take out their torment on you and they try to harm you. But if you understand that you have to defend yourself in a time where things are going on at a rapid pace towards negativity, you can defend yourself. Understanding defense mechanisms can help you. Understanding that physically you have to take yourself seriously, take your body seriously. And if people harm you and where they try to immobilize you and try to harm you, and try to stop you from being the best version of yourself, then you may have to use your defenses to stop that individual from further harming you. This also calls for working out as well. You may have to work out, not due to the fact of the matter of just for defensive purposes, but Once people see an individual that they see is stronger than them with more muscle and more strength, then the games and the disrespect stops. People play around with people who they feel they're stronger than, but if they see that you dominate over them physically, then the playing will stop. Understand that people respect those that are bigger than them, stronger than them, but you do have those certain types of individuals that try to play around with anybody, but understand where you lie and your importance is, and understand that once you have self-respect in yourself, through working on yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, and financially, yes, there may be people who try to play around with you in the world still, but the vast majority will understand where you come from and will show you the respect that you deserve. Number 3, remove yourself from places, people, and things. If you feel as though you're in a place, in an environment that you don't desire, that puts you in a negative headspace, puts you in a perspective where you feel that it doesn't fit you anymore, remove yourself. Don't be afraid to remove yourself from places, people, and things that you no longer fit in with. You may have once fit into this environment. You may have once gravitated towards this environment, but people change on a daily basis. Understand that you have the ability to change. You have the ability to change your life and what you want to be around. And just because you're around something once or twice or in the past doesn't mean that you always have to be around that thing. Understand that you can place yourself in the best position possible to be around better environments. And that even comes with just moving into a better environment. If you're in an environment that constantly breeds negativity and you have the ability to move to another environment, but you're scared of moving to another environment due to the fact of you may lose friends, people that you used to hang out with, but you know a better environment is in store for you. And you know that in this environment, you can heal yourself, you can strengthen yourself, you can walk in the righteous path in this environment. Then take heed and change your environment. Sometimes changing your environment is the best thing possible. Once you have a new environment, you gain a new perspective. And understanding that we cannot just stay in the same perspective all the time. Sometimes it takes us to go to different places, see different things that can change our perspective. Sometimes it's all about even just taking a vacation, seeing how a different country works, understanding that country. That could give us a new perspective and look at where we're from and understand ourselves and understand things that we can change, things that we could develop on, things that we could work on. Sometimes you go to other countries and you see how other countries are living, and they may not have the resources that the country that you're in has. So it gives you a sense of humility and a sense of understanding and a sense of strength that you have the ability to see something from a different perspective. And with that perspective, you come back to your developed country and you use that perspective to move on with life. Understand that new perspectives in our life are important, and we cannot dwell on the past, but always move on and look forward to the future. Number 4, treat yourself with respect. Walk with your head up. Make eye contact. Firm handshakes with people. Speak, even when you feel offended. Sometimes people don't say anything when they feel offended because they don't want to hurt the other person. If someone is verbally attacking you and you don't want to speak up because you feel as though you're hurting the other person speaking up, it doesn't make any sense. If someone is verbally attacking you, you have to speak up for yourself and defend yourself. Know that even in times of fear, you have to speak up. And understand sometimes in times of fear, when you do speak up, understand that you're speaking up to assert your boundaries and to assert yourself. Sometimes when you do speak up, you'll feel as though you shouldn't have said anything. You'll feel sympathetic towards the other person, but no, you can't feel like that. Understand that that's manipulation, and people will try to manipulate you and gaslight you into feeling sorry for them, even when they treat you in a way that you didn't like. Assert yourself, assert your boundaries, treat yourself with self-respect. This also means when you're around people, don't always take the time to laugh at every joke, laugh at everything that someone is saying, and just being under people all the time and just wanting to be around people. Develop yourself, develop your own lifestyle, move on your own. Sometimes it's not bad to walk alone, but once you're always around people all the time and people sense that you can't live without them, people start to disrespect you. They start to get annoyed by you. Remove yourself, do your own thing, live your own life, figure out some hobbies, understand the things that you used to do when you were young, when you were a child. What hobbies do you have when you're a child? Know that in this life, we have things that we can do outside of people. I'm not saying you can't associate yourself with people, but move accordingly and understand that you have things that you have to do in your own life to improve on your life. And self-respect is one of the most important things. Number 5, assessing the situation. Understand that many various situations that we go through in this world, there may be fight or flight. You may have to flee the situation, understanding how bad the situation gets, and understand that in fight or flight mode, we have to understand the boundaries and the obstacles that we can get over. Don't think because you're running away from a situation that means you're fearful, you're protecting yourself. People will tell you all these type of different things to make you feel as though you're not in the right path, the right direction. They'll laugh at you for running away from problems. But in reality, flight is good. You can use flight to protect yourself. Sometimes people want to feel as though they're bigger than what goes on in this world, and they feel as though they can handle every situation. And sometimes some situations are out of your control. Understand that being vigilant doesn't mean you're fearful. And understand that we must always be aware of our surroundings, where we are, what we do, who we hang around with on a day-to-day basis. Understand that our lives are important, and we may walk in this world and not gain respect from everybody, but understand that we have the ability to respect ourselves, put ourselves forward, and understand that our lives are important. Understand that we can destroy insecurities that we have from within. We have to focus on how we have respect for ourselves, because when we have respect for ourselves, we can move accordingly. We can walk righteously in this world. I want to thank you guys for watching today. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Peace.